This is News 8 Now this morning.
There was like a lotion bottle and some supplements and a couple of hats and a couple of IDs and a charger and just a glove, glasses, just kind of some random things.
That's a much bigger challenge. We've not reached that number really since the 1990s.
We've definitely had cases in our own emergency department. We've had cases that needed to be admitted to both the floor and to higher levels of care, to the ICU.
It's been our practice for a long time to get that baby skin to skin right away and keep that baby there as long as possible. So all of our cares are tailored to that practice.
And that was your eye opener. Good morning, everybody, and thanks for watching News 8 Now this morning. I'm Ken Kozarowski. That's Eric Dean. It is Tuesday, January 10th, 2023. We've reached the 6 a.m. hour. And Eric, you mentioned yesterday that yesterday was kind of the pick of the 8 day. So what can we maybe expect moving forward the rest of this week?
So for the most part, today's going to be like yesterday. The only difference is it's going to be much cooler. That's why yesterday was still the pick. We're talking temperatures in the upper 20s, low 30s. Now, here's the other thing that's like yesterday. That visibility is low out there. Good morning, everybody. Take a look here at the visibility. 3-mile visibility in Ladysmith, 4 in Eau Claire, 10 in La Crosse. So we're finally getting better here. 5 in Sparta, 1 in Viroqua, 1 in Boscobel, 1 over towards the Marshfield area. Outside right now, we're at 27 degrees. It feels like 20 out there. Winds are out of the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour. Our dew point is sitting at 23. Other temperatures across the area. Winona, good morning to you guys. You're at 19, 14 in Preston, 21 Decorah, 27 Prairie du Chien, 31 in Sparta, as well as Black River Falls. Take a look at the satellite radar. You can see a lot of cloud cover across the Coulee region, so this is going to stay in play as we go throughout the day. Now, coming up in the first warn forecast, well, before we get to that, let's talk about this real quick, the bus stop forecast. If you have plans to get the kiddos ready for the bus stop, there you go. Partly cloudy skies, patchy fog will be the rule. We'll see temperatures in the 20s, and then we'll see temperatures in the upper 20s by the time they get home to do their homework. Now, coming up in the first warn forecast, we're going to talk about temperatures in the 30s, and then we're going to talk about precip chances. So that's something you don't want to miss. Ken, over to you.
Very much, Eric. Appreciate it.
You bet.
On the news side of things this Tuesday morning, children under the age of 6 have been accidentally exposed to THC edibles more than ever before. That's from a new study by the Journal of Pediatrics. And in the past 5 years, that number has actually increased by more than 1,300%. News 8 Now's Dua Israr spoke to a local La Crosse doctor to explain why.
Both of these products have hemp-derived THC, but only one of them has a higher chance of ending up in the hands of a child, and it's because of its resemblance to candy. Edibles are often sold in the form of gummies with colorful packaging. Since 2017, THC edibles have become more popular among cannabis consumers. But that rise in popularity comes with side effects. More than 3,000 children nationwide have accidentally eaten edibles. Gunderson Health System toxicologist Ben Orozco says he's seen 10 cases in La Crosse in just 1 month.
We've definitely had cases in our own emergency department. We've had cases that needed to be admitted to both the floor and to higher levels of care, to the ICU.
As states continue to legalize cannabis, Orozco says doctors can expect more kids to accidentally overdose. Tree Huggers Co-op owner Dylan Byers says if you use edibles, avoid buying ones that resemble candy. Byers says if you have any CBD gummies in your home, treat it like any other medication. Store it in a locked cabinet away from children. Reporting in La Crosse, Dua Israr, News 8 Now.
Thanks very much, Dua. Orozco says edibles can have a variety of effects on children, including vomiting and in some cases a coma. So if your child eats an edible, seek help immediately. Well, just 3 days after opening their doors, a new downtown La Crosse business has been burglarized. The Bronze Dragon opened Thursday in the old Sushi Pirate, and when employees went to open the store on Sunday, they found all their cash gone and a back door wide open. The owner says whoever broke in left some things behind.
There was like a lotion bottle and some supplements and a couple of hats and a couple of IDs and a charger and just a glove, glasses, just kind of some random things.
The Bronze Dragon is a self-described non-alcoholic geek bar. The space has custom tables for playing card and board games, and they host Dungeons and Dragons groups.
The purpose of this bar, for me at least, is to have a social atmosphere where people can come and hang out just like a normal bar, except without the temptation for a hangover or to have to worry about designated drivers.
The owner is working with police to catch the suspects. If you have any information about the break-in or saw anything strange on Saturday night, be sure to contact the La Crosse Police Department. Wisconsin may be facing a severe housing shortage. A new study from Forward Analytics says the shortage may be caused in part by the retiring population. Wisconsin's retired baby boomers are staying in their homes, making it difficult for young adults to find affordable housing. Well, over the next decade, researchers say the state needs 140,000 new homes to accommodate people entering working ages. And should Wisconsin attract new families, that number could rise to as high as 227,000.
That's a much bigger challenge. We've not reached that number really since the 1990s.
Knapp says meeting the housing demand will be tough, but he says we will get through it. Congress is finally able to get to work, and Wisconsin's new representative says he is ready. Derek Van Orden took the oath of office Saturday after Republicans elected Kevin McCarthy to Speaker of the House over 4 days and 15 ballots. During his first full week in Washington, Van Orden says he'd like to be assigned to the Agriculture Committee because he says he wants to represent Wisconsin farmers and that there's a lot of work ahead. Van Orden says his team is also busy getting his district offices up to speed back in Wisconsin.
Right now we'll have one in Eau Claire and one in La Crosse, and then we're going to wait and see if we need to put another one somewhere else in the district. I've got my reps out there now and my caseworkers out there now. That's my primary focus, getting the district up, the offices in the district up and running so that we can serve the people of the 3rd Congressional District.
Representative Van Orden says Speaker McCarthy will unite his party to get work done. Western Wisconsin state lawmakers are sharing their priorities with the La Crosse Chamber of Commerce. The chamber held a virtual forum with State Assembly Representatives Jill Billings, Lauren Oldenburg, and Steve Doyle, as well as State Senator Brad Pfaff. The lawmakers on both sides of the aisle listed spending the budget surplus, planning tax cuts, and increasing shared revenue at the top of their lists. They agree there's a lot of work to do, but this session is starting off in a positive way.
Will it get done by June 30th? That's the biggest thing. We have to talk. I mean, at least the leadership and the governor talked, before Christmas, and we got to continue to do that. Otherwise, it'll become a stalemate.
I think it's really positive that Governor Evers and the Speaker and the Majority Leader have met. In the past, we haven't always started the year in a great way.
This legislative session got underway last week. A longtime Onalaska teacher is bringing a fresh flavor to an elective she hopes can prepare teens for adulthood. Here's this month's top-notch teacher.
Wash hands, grab a paper towel.
Stepping into Sue Brewer's classroom at Onalaska High School is like getting a taste of home.
What month has not enjoyed their Tasty Tuesday?
Brewer teaches family and consumer science.
Growing up it was home economics. I loved those classes.
From cooking to childcare.
So we're going to do some baby caretaking.
Brewer offers lessons to fuel body.
Yeah, perfect.
And mind.
What kind of diaper do we got on today?
She really brings joy to my day.
It teaches you so much.
It's a class that's also allowed Brewer to come full circle in her teaching journey.
I started out as just a substitute teacher when my own children started school here about 23 years ago.
After years of part-time work with younger students, this full-time experience with high schoolers has given her a new challenge, providing the next generation with a strong foundation.
What they can do to take care of themselves and feel proud of those things, to provide care and to feel good about the relationship they have with themselves before they have relationships with other people.
And watching that relationship develop is for Brewer what makes teaching a treat.
Thank you. The teachers that I had growing up who believed in me and connected with me, they were my mentors, and I still think of them. So I hope that I can be that to other students too. I think that it's important if they can say, I'm not sure about myself every day, but Mrs. Brewer is sure about me, and she believes in me. And that really goes a long way. I like that, Trent.
Sue Brewer, a top-notch teacher. And Brewer says the support she gets from the entire staff at Onalaska and the community at large makes it easy for her to do what she does every day. She says she can't imagine working anywhere else. Time is now 6:09 a.m. Still ahead on your morning news. The new device Amazon is releasing to help capture what's happening inside and outside your car. And the new robots that could help make things easier around the house. That and more coming up after the break. But for now, let's send you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Amber Lothers has been playing Mario Kart for years. Me too. At the beginning of the school year, she saw an advertisement and walked into the eSport arena, where she joined the newly formed esports program at Marshalltown Community College in Iowa. And since joining the team, Amber has become the defending national champion for Mario Kart and hopes to defend her title before transferring to a 4-year university where she hopes to continue racing. I grew up in the wrong generation. I would love to be on a video game playing scholarship. Don't go anywhere. More News 8 Now This Morning is coming up after the break.
Take a look outside right now. We have mostly cloudy skies. Look at that temperature of 27 degrees. We're sitting at 26 at the TV station. And with winds out of the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour, it actually feels like 20 out there. Dew point is at 23. And so some places, as of this hour, are still seeing some patchy fog across the area. So like I said earlier, make sure you have your low beams on and allow yourself an extra couple minutes to get to your morning destination. Right now, we're seeing temperatures in the 20s and 30s. A couple of exceptions to the rule. Winona's at 19. Preston's at 14. Red Wings at 19. 16 is the current temperature in Rochester. But you factor in that feels like temperature. It already feels like 2, the Deuce in Preston, 21 in Decorah, 19 Winona, 20 in La Crosse, 31 in Eau Claire, and the Double Deuce is 22 in Ladysmith. So here's a look at your coffee cast. I think today will be good enough for a large coffee. It is 27 degrees out there, so as you're sitting there letting your car warm up, you know, you can have that extra cup of joe right there. In terms of visibility, like I said, a lot of places seeing low visibility, especially towards Viroqua as well as Boscobel. Now, coming up in the next check of weather, we're going to go over the next 6 to 10 days as well as the next 8 to 14 day temperature trend. And I'll tell you this right now, that's something you do not want to miss. Ken, over to you.
Thanks very much, Eric. The Ring parent company Amazon is introducing a Ring camera for your car. The small dual-facing camera sits on the dashboard and captures the exterior and interior of your vehicle. It can detect a break-in and begin recording while also sending an alert and live video to the owner. Another feature lets drivers start recording when they get pulled over or have an accident. An LED light indicates when the camera is recording, and the privacy shutter allows you to cut off audio or video at any time. LinkedIn is making a comeback thanks in part to recent layoffs in the tech and media industries. In 2022, the LinkedIn mobile app was downloaded around 58 million times. LinkedIn says it has seen record engagement among its 875 million members. Meanwhile, there were 22% more posts in November mentioning open to work compared to 2021. Fisher-Price reissued a recall Monday for a baby sleeper responsible for over 100 infant deaths. The initial recall of nearly 5 million Rock and Play sleepers came in April of 2019. The Rock and Play sleepers were sold between September 2009 and April 2019 at major retailers, including Walmart, Target, and Amazon. Buyers are urged to stop using the product immediately and contact Fisher-Price for a refund or voucher. The Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas wrapped up on Sunday, but not before introducing some new robots. Elise Preston gives us an inside look.
Today's robots can help ship packages, serve food at restaurants, and vacuum the carpet. Now there's one that will mow the yard and clear snow. The Yarbo is an autonomous robot that uses artificial intelligence to navigate a yard and avoid obstacles. This high-tech helper comes with a $6,000 price tag.
You tell it what the boundaries are of your yard, but it mostly uses its own sensors to know where to go and what not to hit.
Brian Cooley from CNET says robots can also assist farmers. John Deere already has self-driving tractors. Now sensors on a robotic attachment can differentiate between weeds and crops to deploy weed killers sparingly. And a new system called Exact Shot makes sure fertilizer is only used on the plants that need it.
They're able, they say, to reduce fertilizer use by 60% in the best case on a large farm.
From the farm to the hospital.
It's very nice to meet you.
The AO robot is designed to assist medical workers. It can respond to voice commands, carry up to 8 pounds, and uses an infrared camera to move through facilities on its own.
It can go and check on residents. It can do deliveries overnight and just work all night in the dark.
AO can also take pictures.
Hey Siri, take a selfie.
The 1 in a million
new robot dog.
And meet Doggy from Wowie Toys. This RoboPup responds to petting and communicates through its tail. And each one is unique.
The personality could be sweet, it could be lazy, it could be protective, it could be active, etc. There's over 1 million different combinations of what you can get.
The Doggy sells for $80 and should be available in the summer.
Portions of the Coulee region waking up to a little bit of patchy fog this morning. So again, allow yourself extra time to get from point A to point B. Right now we have cloudy skies at the airport. 27 is the current temperature, and with winds out of the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour, it feels like 20 degrees outside. We're sitting at 26 degrees here at the TV station. Eau Claire, good morning to you guys. You're at 31 degrees, and with your light wind, your ambient temperature and your feels like temperature, yeah, they're the same. The only difference between Eau Claire and La Crosse is look at your visibility, down to 4 miles. So again, allow yourself some extra time. Hey, what a month. Our average high for this time of year is 27 degrees. We started off the month with a high of 40, went down to 32 by the 2nd, hovered in the mid-30s till we went to January 6th. That's where we dropped down to 26 degrees. The 8th, we only made it to the double deuces, 22 degrees. And yesterday, our high was 37. We're going to be in the upper 20s, low 30s for today. Take a look at the next 6 to 10 days in terms of temperature. We're going to stay above normal across the entire Coulee region. And if you think that's nice, look at the 8 to 14-day temperature trend. Oh, yeah, everybody is well above normal. So there's some good news. If you're tired of the cold weather, and I'm one of you, we do have some good news. Now, in terms of the radar scan right now, we have a clean sweep across the area. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weather in motion. We'll pull out and take a look at the big picture. We're going to stay mostly cloudy as we go throughout the day. Temperatures will stay in the upper 20s, low 30s. We will see a low pressure system push its way through in the second half of the work week. That's going to do two things. It's going to drop the temperatures yet again, and it will increase our precip chances. So here's Sky Tracker. We'll start the day off with mostly cloudy skies. As we go into your evening hours, early evening hours will stay mostly cloudy. For today, we'll see temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s. Preston, you'll make it to 27. Decorah, you'll make it to 28. When you wake up tomorrow morning, temperatures in the teens and 20s will greet you. As we take a look at the overnight hours, here's midnight over towards, let's say, the Preston area just south of Winona, seeing a little bit of snow. And then we'll push its way off by Wednesday morning. It's out of here. And in terms of accumulation, it's not going to be much. It's just enough to really, I don't know, cause a little bit of annoyance in the morning. You may need to turn your wipers on a couple of notches, but that's really about it. Nothing big in terms of accumulation. Here's this low pressure system I was talking about. So keep an eye here on Sky Tracker. We'll start the clock and take a look here at Wednesday going into Thursday. This low pressure system will push its way through the Ohio Valley, causing rain from Illinois to Indiana and Ohio. We'll get a little bit of a clip of this on the back end, maybe a little bit of snow Thursday. But what it's going to do is it's going to drop the temperatures. We go to 31 Thursday, 28 for Friday. Your first warn forecast for today. Mostly cloudy skies and cooler, a nice light wind out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Your day planner for the evening hours, we'll see temperatures in the mid-20s with cloudy skies the next 8 days. There you go. We go to 36 on Wednesday, 28 by Friday, mid-30s for Saturday and Sunday with precip chances for the first part of next week. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few minutes, but first, here's a look at this day in history. There's a live look at City Cam. You can see we're starting to clear up here in La Crosse. We're at 27 degrees with cloudy skies. It feels like 20 out there because the winds are out of the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour. Visibility now downtown is at 10 miles. Other temperatures across the area. A couple places in the teens. Preston's at 14, 19 is the current temperature in Red Wing. Otherwise 20s and 30s across the Coulee region, but that feels like temperature already down to 4 in Preston. So again, take your time getting from point A to point B, especially northern communities, I should say, where we have visibility is very low, between 2 to 5 miles. More weather in a few minutes. Rob Schiff, take it away, buddy.
Welcome to the Blitz. The high school hoops season is heating up. Conference play will dominate our schedule the next few weeks, but on Monday night, it was as good as it gets. Two of our area teams going at it in an absolute thriller. Let's head out to Holmen. The Vikings in action taking on Westby early on. Holmen's Danica Raban on fire. The sophomore could not miss, This is not a replay. She was money from the top of the key. Then from the right side, same result. Raban rattles it home. Vikings up 12 at the break. Second half now, Holman still in control. Check out this move by Macy Klein. Nice fake, drive, fancy finish with the left. 12-point lead for the home team. But the Never Say Die Norsemen battling back. Jada Berg, turnaround jumper off the glass is good. Then it's Hannah Nelson taking it to the cup, using the window for 2 more. It's a 4-point game. Westby still fighting back. Berg from downtown is going to put in the 3. Norsemen cut the deficit to just 1. 8 minutes to go now. Off the miss. Berg there for the board and the putback. Westby takes a 1-point lead, and the Norsemen pulling away now. Kennedy Brigham, baseline jumper. She's going to get this one to go. Westby goes up by 7. But now the Vikings charging back. Sydney Valiska from beyond the arc knocks down the 3. Then it's Klein with the drive, and the runner is good. Holman trails by 2, and then it's Klein for 3, and the lead. Got it. Vikings win an absolute thriller at home, 49-47 the final over Westby. Let's drop the puck at the Omni Center. Onalaska playing host to the Thomas Sparta Co-op. First period, no score. Titans with control. Parker Holloway slaps one on net. Goes off the goalie into the back of the net. Just like that, it's 1-0. Under a minute to play in the opening frame now. Onalaska looking for the equalizer when Noah Gillette skates between the circles, rifles at home. Hilltoppers knotted up at 1 apiece. Now 2-2 in the third, just 11 seconds in. Carter Hayes gets the puck on the boards, finds Gillette, who has a wide open net. That's a hat trick. Hilltoppers go up 3-2, but the Titans never went away. Braden Schreier with a snipe from the blue line. Tickles the twine here. They're tied again. It's 3-3. Only a few minutes later, Titans throw the puck on net. It squirts out to Colin Urell. He goes 5-hole for the goal. They take the 4-3 lead and never look back. Thomas Sparta picks up the road win over the Hilltoppers. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Welcome back to News 8 Now this morning. Breaking overnight, thousands of Brazilians took to the streets of major cities demanding jail time against supporters of former President Bolsonaro who stormed government buildings Sunday. They say their riots do not represent Brazil. Now, the largest rallies took place in Sao Paulo. Brazilian police on Monday had arrested roughly 1,500 rioters. The unrest at the country's Supreme Court, National Congress, and Presidential Palace follows months of Bolsonaro utilizing fears about election integrity without offering evidence. A woman shot outside the Amazon warehouse in Shakopee, Minnesota, has died. Authorities say she was pregnant. EMS crews worked to save the 31-year-old woman after finding her inside a car with life-threatening injuries. She was taken to a nearby hospital where the baby was delivered. The baby's condition is unknown. Lakeville police arrested a 32-year-old Dante McCrae, who they say was allegedly involved in the shooting. McCrae apparently works at the Amazon facility, and both had another young child together. Gunderson Health System is exceeding the national average for kangaroo care, also known as skin-to-skin contact immediately after labor. It's been shown to provide several health benefits for the newborn and the parent, like stabilized heartbeat, regulated temperature, and introduction to germs. Last year, labor and delivery doctors say more than 95% of Gunderson's eligible birthing parents participated for an average of about 90 minutes. That's more than 10% higher than the national average.
It's been our practice for a long time to get that baby skin to skin right away and keep that baby there as long as possible. So all of our cares are tailored to that practice.
Doctors say kangaroo care can always be implemented at home. For the first time in 15 years, there are new guidelines for treating children with obesity. The American Academy of Pediatrics says the goal is to help families make changes to a more sustainable lifestyle with a focus on behavior therapy. That means nutrition support and increased physical activity. Experts say more than 14 million children and teens are considered obese, and the condition puts them at higher risk for multiple health issues, including type 2 diabetes and heart disease. After Damar Hamlin's collapse during Monday Night Football last week, there's a renewed focus on heart screenings for young athletes. But a Minnesota family who lost their son to the same issue in 2015 is already working to prevent similar tragedies. Alan Henry talks with the family and athletes about the impact of playing for Patrick.
It's 5 minutes that could save you your whole life.
Bailey McCudden went through her first Play for Patrick heart screen in 2018.
She texts me from across the room and she says, "Mom, my sheet says abnormal on the top."
my sheet looks different than the girl next to me. The nurse that we spoke with said, well, you don't need to take her to the ER today, but she needs to be seen on Monday.
Doctors discovered she had a rare genetic heart defect and became one of the hundreds of Minnesota teens helped by the Patrick Schoonover Heart Foundation. In 2014, Patrick died after scoring the first goal of a hockey game and suffering sudden cardiac arrest.
Patrick would have benefited if he had the ability to get an echocardiogram, which would have shown the defects in his heart.
Since his death, Patrick's family, through his foundation, have provided nearly 30 heart screens for young athletes.
There's no shots, there's no poking. This is just information. Information that even a lot of adults wouldn't get. This is such a privilege to be able to get, that the Schoonovers have put out to the community.
I'm so impressed and proud of the way that they've been able to turn in such a tragic event into something so important.
While the Schoonovers say nothing will ever take away the pain of losing Patrick, they're proud of being able to turn it into a purpose.
We have a choice. We could be bitter and feel sorry for ourselves, or we could be better. And we really wanted to help. You know, if we find one, then we did our job. You know, but we're finding many. You know, today's screen, we've already had 2 significant finds of some heart defects that'll be things that kids will have to keep an eye on.
It's a strong family. Meanwhile, around Wisconsin, it's a 4-way primary for the state Supreme Court, and the candidates all met for the first time Monday at a forum in Madison. Political reporter Will Keneally joins us from the state Supreme Court chambers with more on what they had to say.
The maps are rigged, bottom line.
You don't often hear that from a judicial candidate, taking a clear position on a political issue like that. But Milwaukee Judge Janet Protasewicz is running in a primary election, trying to win over liberal voters.
So as I've indicated, I think those maps are rigged. I think they're unfair. I don't think they fairly reflect the population in our state.
And we heard a little bit of that from the other liberal in the race, Dane County Judge Everett Mitchell. This was his answer on whether he would let partisan influences affect his rulings.
And so I married that same-sex couple, and our pastor, the only open and affirming congregation. Why? Because I'm independent, and I cannot be controlled by others, groups, or influences.
We also heard that answer from the conservative candidates, including former Justice Dan Kelly. He says he would let the law be his primary guide on decisions.
Politics is poison to the work of the court. Now, everybody who comes to the court, regardless of what they might tell you, everybody has political beliefs. The question is whether you can set them aside to do the work of the court.
We also heard from the candidates on various cases. Over the weekend, we learned that Shaw Judge Jennifer Dorow stands on Lawrence v. Texas. She called this one of the worst decisions the U.S. Supreme Court made, which struck down a Texas law banning sodomy.
Sometimes the words or even the statutes themselves are stupid. But stupid doesn't mean unconstitutional. It doesn't matter to my job whether I like the words or even to agree with the law.
And that was the first time we heard from all 4 candidates together. They will face each other in the February primary. And the top 2 candidates advance to the general regardless of party affiliation. On Monday, Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers announced the new lead for the Department of Veterans Affairs, which has seen frequent allegations of abuse and poor care. James Bond, a disabled Marine veteran, is the first openly LGBTQ person in state history to head a cabinet agency. That's according to the Legislative Audit Bureau. Bond inherits an agency that has been plagued by issues in its assisted living facilities and nursing homes. His appointment fills the gap left by former Secretary Mary Kohler, who retired earlier this month. A fire that started at a Wisconsin recycling center Sunday night is expected to keep smoldering for days. No workers were at John's disposal when the blaze broke out, and there are no reports of injuries. What started as a report of smoke turned out to be a widespread fire throughout the facility. Once firefighters arrived, part of the building had collapsed. Authorities are still investigating the cause. Hunters don't typically have access to city parks, but every year the City of Onalaska invites hunters to take aim in 2 of its parks as part of the Urban Deer Management Program. Here's News 8 Now's Emily Haugen to explain how it works.
For 20 days during archery and crossbow season,
I've had success here over the past few years.
City of Onalaska hunters can fire away in some city parks.
During this time, these Onalaska trails are restricted only to bow hunters.
Onalaska Parks Manager Lane Zardy says the program brings hunters like himself to the city's trails.
It's another avenue that we can promote people to get outdoors and enjoy our natural resources.
Certain wooded areas are open to any hunter with an urban deer hunt permit.
A different way to manage nuisance deer or high deer numbers within city limits.
The Mississippi Valley Conservancy just donated more land this year, offering bow hunters more than 100 acres across City of Onalaska parks. They've used some of this land since 2008.
So it definitely has lowered the population or allowed us to maintain it better. I think we're seeing numbers go down a little bit from the high population we used to have in the city.
It's a safe solution.
As long as they have their skills assessment and their safety tests done and completed, they can sign up and hunt throughout the season.
And with more land this year.
This year we had 25 people participate in the program, and so far they've harvested about 14 deer, and that's kept for personal consumption, or they also donate it.
Zardy is seeing plenty of success. In Onalaska, Emily Haugen, News 8 Now.
Thanks very much, Emily. Licensed bow hunters can still sign up for a permit by the end of the week. In addition to managing the population, the Wisconsin DNR says the program tracks cases of chronic wasting disease. La Crosse County's Public Works and Infrastructure Committee voted to approve an ice skating trail on Lake Neshonoc. Aura Trails will maintain the mile-long trail. According to their proposal, the trail will be plowed from Swathart Park to the South Boat Landing. Aura will work with the county to make sure there are trash cans at both ends of the trail and signs that will say whether the ice is safe to skate on.
Right now we're seeing a temperature of 27 degrees in La Crosse. It feels like 20 out there. Look at that humidity at 85%. Our dew point's at 23. Winds are out of the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour. As we take a look here at Eau Claire, good morning to you guys. You're at 31. Your ambient temperature and your feels like temperature, they're the same because of that light easterly wind. Visibility, look at that, at 4 miles. So very low visibility, especially across our northern zones. Now, in case you missed it, we'll talk about this again. The good news is in terms of the 6 to 10 day temperature trend, we will see temperatures going above average across the majority of the eastern half of the U.S. When we take a look here, not just the 6 to 10, but the 8 to 14 day, everybody in the Coulee region is above average. Our average high for this time of year is only 27 degrees, so it won't take much. 28 degrees, that puts us there nonetheless, but the good news is we will see temperatures going back into the mid-30s, but we've got to dip a little bit again. We'll talk about that coming up in the first warn forecast in just a few minutes. Ken, over to you.
Thanks very much, Eric. Time is now 6:40 a.m. Coming up after the break, a familiar face returning to the WWE after retiring last summer. We'll explore that story and more in our Buzz Report after this.
Well, good morning, everybody. We have cloudy skies out there. Take a look at that temperature, 27 degrees. In La Crosse, we're at 26 degrees at the TV station. It feels like 20 because the winds are out of the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour. Eau Claire, good morning to you guys. You're warmer, 31 degrees. It feels like 31. There's some good news there. Winds are out of the east at 3 miles per hour. The only caveat to you guys right now is your visibility is only at 4 miles. So today is a good day for a large cup of coffee. We'll see temperatures going into the upper 20s, low 30s for today. So definitely get the coffee ready while you're sitting there getting the car warmed up. And for those of you who already have it, cheers. There we go. Hey, there we go. Just got cheers in the ear. So yeah, large cup of coffee day today. Temperatures will be in the 20s. Now, the next 8 hours, we'll see temperatures hovering right around that 23 degree threshold, 25 by 11. 27, 28 degrees by the afternoon, early evening hours. That reminds me I need to get more coffee for home. Clear skies on the radar scan right now. We have a clean sweep across the area in terms of precipitation, but this will start to get somewhat of a workout as we go into your evening and overnight hours. What's going to happen is we'll see a little bit of precip push its way through. I'd say probably around 11 o'clock to 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. May cause a little disruption in the early morning hours tomorrow. May have to turn the windshield wipers on a couple times to get rid of the snow. In terms of accumulation, that's really about it. Highs today. There you go, 20s and 30s, upper 20s from Rochester down to Decorah, 30 in Prairie du Chien, 33 in Ladysmith, 31 in Eau Claire. When you wake up tomorrow morning, temperatures in the teens and 20s will greet you again. Some places will see that feels like temperature in the upper single digits to low teens. Here's that snow chance I was talking about by midnight from Rochester to Decorah. And then as we go into the 4 o'clock hour over towards Eau Claire, just to the east of Viroqua, Decorah getting in on some snow, then heavy snow pushes its way through as we go into Wednesday morning. After that, it's just going to skedaddle out of here by the late morning, early afternoon hours. Then we've got to talk about the second half of the work week. So what will happen is we'll see another low pressure system push its way through the nation's midsection, cause a lot of ruckus over towards Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania. The reason why I'm saying this is because part of this is going to clip us a little bit in terms of accumulation. Again, I don't expect much, but we will see temperatures drop again. We go from 36 Wednesday down to 28 for Friday, 32 for Saturday. First warn forecast for today, 30 degrees with mostly cloudy skies, much cooler as compared to yesterday. We'll see that nice light wind out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. 25 degrees will be the overnight low with a possible snow shower. If you don't see the snow shower, you're going to stay mostly cloudy. Simply put, winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. The next 8 days, we go to 36 on Wednesday, 31 for Thursday, upper 20s for Friday. Then we go back into the 30s for Saturday and Sunday. Mr. Kozrowski, hope you're staying warm over there. Cheers.
Oh, man. Thank you so much, Eric Dean. In our Buzz Report this morning, former World Wrestling Entertainment CEO Vince McMahon is returning to the WWE as a board member. McMahon retired as CEO in July after reports he paid millions of dollars to 4 women to cover up alleged sexual misconduct. The company then disclosed McMahon had failed to report almost $20 million in expenses. Vince McMahon, still the majority shareholder of the WWE. His daughter Stephanie is now the CEO and board chair. Harvey Weinstein is set to be sentenced on 3 counts of rape and sexual assault in Los Angeles on February 23rd. The ex-movie mogul faces up to 18 years in prison. Now that's on top of the 23-year sentence he's already serving for his conviction in New York. Weinstein was convicted in LA last month of raping a model identified in court as Jane Doe 1, who was expected to give a victim impact statement at the sentencing. Detroit rap battles may be coming to the small screen. Rappers Eminem and 50 Cent are developing a TV series based on the 2002 film 8 Mile, Eminem's semi-autobiographical story. Now, Jackson revealed in an interview on Big Boy TV that the series would be a modern version of Eminem's life and legacy. It is 6:48 a.m. and Eric, we are heading to break with today's Look Who's 8.
Ken, real quick, before you get to that, instead of 50 Cent, it's 50. 50 Cent. There you go. Happy 8th birthday to Kendall. Kendall loves to bake and spend time with her family and friends. Happy birthday, Kendall.
A happy 8th birthday as well to Trey. Trey enjoys spending time with his brother and, love this, he's a huge Harry Potter fan just like me.
There you go. Happy 8th birthday to Kaylin. Kaylin is a funny girl who loves to make others laugh. Hey, she may have a spot here on the morning show.
That's right.
Happy birthday, Kaylin.
If you know a special someone turning 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we would love to feature them.
Hey, do us a favor, upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
And stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is coming up next. Just about 8 minutes before the top of the hour, time for your Morning News Now. Just 3 days after opening their doors, a new downtown La Crosse business has been burglarized. On Thursday, the Bronze Dragon opened in the old Sushi Pirate, and when employees went to open the store Sunday, they found all their cash gone and a back door wide open. Well, whoever made the crime broke in. They left some stuff behind.
There was like a lotion bottle and some supplements and a couple of hats and a couple of IDs and a charger and just a glove, glasses, just kind of some random things.
The Bronze Dragon is a self-described non-alcoholic geek bar. The space has custom tables for playing card and board games and hosts Dungeons and Dragons groups. Patrons can enjoy both non-alcoholic beers and wine.
The purpose of this bar, for me at least, is to have a social atmosphere where people can come and hang out just like a normal bar, except without the temptation for a hangover or to have to worry about designated drivers.
The owner is working with police to catch the suspects. If you have any information or saw anything strange Saturday night, be sure to contact the La Crosse Police Department. A new study by the Journal of Pediatrics found that children under the age of 6 have been accidentally exposed to THC edibles more than ever before. Since 2017, THC edibles have become more popular among cannabis consumers. That rise in popularity comes with side effects. More than 3,000 children nationwide have accidentally eaten edibles. Gunderson Health System toxicologist Ben Orozco says he's seen 10 cases in La Crosse in just 1 month.
We've definitely had cases in our own emergency department. We've had cases that needed to be admitted to both the floor and to higher levels of care, to the ICU.
And as states continue to legalize cannabis, Orozco says doctors expect more kids to accidentally overdose. He says if you have any CBD gummies in your home, treat it like any other medication. Store it in a locked cabinet away from children. Fisher-Price reissued a recall Monday for a baby sleeper responsible for over 100 infant deaths. The initial recall of nearly 5 million rock-and-play sleepers came in April of 2019. The sleepers were sold between September of 2009 and April 2019 at major retailers, including Walmart, Target, and Amazon. Buyers are urged to stop using the product immediately and contact Fisher-Price for a refund or voucher. La Crosse County Public Works and Infrastructure Committee voted to approve an ice skating trail on Lake Neshonoc. Aura Trails will maintain the mile-long trail, and according to their proposal, the trail will be plowed from Swathart Park to the South Boat Landing. Aura will work with the county to make sure there are trash cans at both ends of the trail, as well as signs that say whether the ice is actually safe to skate on.
All right, let's go ahead and finish up the hour with one final look at the 8-day. We're only going to 30 degrees today, folks. Some places will stay in the upper 20s. Mid-30s will be the rule for Wednesday. Then we'll get on the back end of a low pressure system. We'll drop the temperatures again for Friday with a high of 28. The weekend, Saturday, we're going to flirt with freezing. Sunday, we'll go above freezing. We'll go to 36 with a scattered snow shower chance.
I don't like the snow shower chances Wednesday, Thursday. Can you fix that on the 8th day?
I mean, I can put whatever you want on the 8th day. Doesn't mean it's going to be right. I could put 80s across there. It doesn't mean it'll happen.
That's so much power. It's a testament
it
to our
is.
meteorologist team to not fudge the data at all.
That's right. Accuracy matters.
Accuracy matters, and don't shoot the messenger, of course.
Right.
But 20% at this point, that's light enough, right?
Yeah, it's light enough.
Okay. Fingers crossed then, I guess. Thanks so much for watching News 8 Now. Don't forget to keep up with the news of the day on our website, news8000.com. Our team is constantly updating that website with both local, regional, and national content to keep you informed and up to date. And we will, of course, have the latest updates to today's top stories during News 8 Now at noon. Both Eric and I will be right back here. Well, you'll be back in the dungeon.
I'll be in the cave.
You'll be in the cave because I saw you had the Facebook Live going, a little behind-the-scenes peek. If you go to Eric's Facebook page, you'll see what the Mets have been doing for, what, a couple of months now.
Oh, gosh, it seems longer than that.
It really does, but all that's coming up, some changes, which I think you'll all be
worth it.
Very excited to see. I know we are. And have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow.